Are you considering moving to Charlotte, North Carolina? You've probably heard the buzz about this growing city. But before you unpack your bags, there are a few things you're certainly going to want to know. Now, Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities in America with 117 people moving here a day. However, there are some things you're going to want to know before you make the move because I don't want to sugarcoat it. There are pros and cons of living here. But before we dive in, my name is Mitch. I'm a luxury real estate broker here in Charlotte and Lake Norman. And if you could do me a favor, just like and subscribe to this video if it provides you any value, because I produce videos just like this every single week to keep you educated on all things real estate in Charlotte. But let's dive in. The first pro is the booming job market. So Charlotte is a big draw for employment opportunities, and it's no surprise. This city is a financial powerhouse, home to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Truist, and other Fortune 500 companies such as Duke Energy and Lowe's Corporation. Now, Charlotte is the second largest banking hub in the entire United States behind New York City, so the financial sector is a big draw. However, for the aviation enthusiasts, Charlotte Douglas is the second largest hub for American Airlines, making it a key connection point globally. So whatever your career path is, financial, healthcare, tech, aviation, Charlotte has many opportunities for you. Now, I will mention on the healthcare side, you have Novant Health in Atrium, which is a huge employer. You also have NASCAR here, which is another big company that employs many. And of course, the Charlotte Mecklenburg School Systems has, believe it or not, over 16,000 employees, which is another huge employer in our area. So no matter what you're looking for, Charlotte has plenty of opportunities in the employment market for you. Now, pro number two would be the affordable cost of living. Now, compared to other cities like New York and San Francisco, Charlotte's cost of living is a breath of fresh air. And believe me, I know home prices here have risen. However, the city still remains slightly lower than, of course, other areas of the country. Now, according to Smart Asset, a single adult needs to earn about $90,000 to live comfortably here. And for a family of four, it's closer to $200,000, which is still, that's far more affordable than states like Massachusetts, New York, California, where families would need to earn over $300,000. So I'm just curious, what do you think about this? Does this sound reasonable? Like to know where you live and tell me if it's more expensive or less than here. So you may be watching this video because you're considering relocating to the Charlotte area. And look, there is nothing more than we like to do is help people like yourself make that happen. If that happens to be you, all you need to do is click the link below, fill out that simple form, and my team and I will be in touch. Set up a quick Zoom call, get to know exactly what you're looking for, and let us get to work for you to find you your perfect dream home here in Charlotte. Pro number three, of course, is the location. Now, Charlotte is perfectly positioned in the southeast, making it an ideal travel location up and down the East Coast. Major cities like New York, Miami, Chicago are just a short flight from this city. Now, we also have Charlotte Douglas Airport, which you can get virtually anywhere in the world, some of them direct, which makes it another great place for business travelers or even remote workers. We're seeing a big influx of remote workers because the weather's great and a location allows them to get to these major headquarters that their companies are at across the United States. So if you are wondering, is Charlotte in the right place? I can assure you it certainly is, located right smack dab in the middle of the East Coast. Pro number four is sports and entertainment. If you are a big sports enthusiast, Charlotte certainly will not disappoint. Now, you can cheer on the Carolina Panthers. We also have the Charlotte Hornets, and we also have Charlotte FC, which is the MLS team that plays right at the Panther Stadium. Now, we also, for the NASCAR fans, we host the Coca-Cola 600 and have the NASCAR Hall of Fame right here in uptown Charlotte. If you're a golf enthusiast, you do not want to miss the Truist Championship and the upcoming 2025 PGA Championship, which will be held at Quail Hollow, which is also right in South Charlotte. Now, add in the vibrant Knight Stadium right in uptown Charlotte. You can catch baseball games all summer long. There are a ton of sports here to watch. And if you're a hockey fan, we also have a minor league team called the Charlotte Checkers that you can go catch a game at Bojangles Stadium. Now, I tell people this, it being in the South, big college football, but don't worry, 2 hours away, you can get to some great games. We're talking NC State, Duke, UNC, and Wake Forest are right in Raleigh, which is about a 2.5-hour drive to the east to see some awesome football and college basketball games. And pro number 5 is the education. Families will appreciate Charlotte's strong educational offerings. You've got Highland of Technology, Providence High, and Ardrey are some of the top ranked schools for high schools in the entire area. Now, for higher education, it also shines bright here because you've got the universities like Duke, UNC Wake Forest, and NC State, all within about a 2.5-hour driving distance from Charlotte. So whether it's a K through 12 or college, Charlotte has plenty to offer. We also have some of the top private schools in the entire state, such as Latin, and you also have Providence Day. Now, if you're considering and you have children looking about relocating to this area, if you just click the link below, I provided you a link with all the schools in the area so you can quickly do your own research. And of course, if you have any questions, definitely reach out. Now, moving on to the cons, traffic congestion is number 1. Charlotte's rapid growth means more people and more traffic. With an average, of course, as I said before, 117 people, new residents moving in every day, commutes can be a challenge, especially during rush hour. It's really something you need to keep in mind if you're moving here, because if you move out to, like, say, one of the suburban areas and you work downtown, your commute certainly may take longer than you think. Now, our traffic isn't nearly as bad as New York City or LA. However, I will say it's getting worse, and it's one of the cons I put on here because I hear it from people that if you move, let's say, into the South Charlotte area and you're going up Providence Road, whether it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning or between 5 and 8 p.m. getting back home, it can be a long ride. So just keep this in mind. Con number 2 is the limited walkability. Unlike cities like Boston, Chicago, Charlotte is not a very walkable place. Most neighborhoods are going to require a car for daily commutes and errands. However, there are areas and pockets like Uptown, South End, Plaza Midwood, and even Noda that do offer walkability. But if this is a priority for you, I would certainly look in those areas, because when you get out into the suburbs and other areas, we just don't have a walkable city. So you're going to need a car, or you're going to have to use Uber or, of course, the bus systems. But unlike major dense U.S. cities that you may be living in right now, it's not a very walkable city. Con number 3 is the humid summers. Charlotte's summers are hot and they're humid. Temperatures often soar into the 90s, and the humidity can feel oppressive. And if you're not used to this, believe me, it's going to feel different. Thankfully, for air conditioning is a staple down here, and we're prepared for this for the sticky summer months. So if you don't have experience in the humid weather that we have here during the summer months, you're going to want to make sure you're prepared for this, because I know a lot of residents have moved down from the Northeast, or maybe they're in the dry heat out west in California, Arizona, Las Vegas area. They don't experience this type of humidity, and it can be a con, so I wanted to put it on here so you're aware. Con number 4 is the limited public transportation. Now, Charlotte's public transit system is still in development. Yes, we have the Lynx light rail, and it's expanding, but it doesn't compare to the extensive infrastructure you're going to find in cities like New York City, DC, and Chicago. So if you live in a suburb, having a car is an absolute essential, of course, to get around into the city. Now, the light rail does run a big leg of it down through South Charlotte, which is key. So if you're looking for a home down there, you could certainly catch the light rail system that way. Now, going north up to the university, of course, there's another big leg that's developed. But outside of those 2 legs, there really isn't any others that have been built just yet. It's in process. So again, this is a con because we don't have the near infrastructure for public transport that you may see in other cities. So I'm just curious, how do we do? If you live in Charlotte, are these close? If you're moving here, was this helpful? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. But again, my name is Mitch. I'm a luxury broker here in the area, and I appreciate you tuning in today. Do not forget to like and subscribe, again, because I come out with videos just like this every single week to keep you updated on all things real estate in the Charlotte and Lake Norman areas. But I appreciate you tuning in today, and I'll talk to you next week.